Welcome back to Kings of United States, the place where legends live and true stories inspire. Today, we're diving into the extraordinary life of a man who's not just a movie star, but a symbol of humility, strength, and kindness. A man who's been through heartbreak and hardship, yet never lost his grace or humanity. He's played assassins, hackers, samurai, and saviors of the world. But off-screen, he's quiet, generous, and deeply loved by millions. This is the journey of Keanu Reeves, a Hollywood hero unlike any other. Born on September 2, 1964, in Beirut, Lebanon, Keanu Charles Reeves entered the world into a life of movement and change. His mother, Patricia, was a costume designer from England. His father, Samuel, was a Hawaiian-born geologist of Chinese, Irish, and native Hawaiian descent. The family dynamic was far from stable. When Keanu was just 3 years old, his father left. That absence would echo through Keanu's life, but it never broke him. After the split, Keanu's mother took him and his sister Kim on a journey across continents. They moved from Beirut to Sydney, then to New York, and eventually settled in Toronto, Canada. Keanu grew up in a whirlwind of change, attending 4 different high schools in 5 years. He struggled with dyslexia and never felt entirely at home in the traditional classroom. But there was something special about him, a quiet strength, a hunger for expression, and a restlessness that would eventually lead him to the stage. Keanu found his escape in acting. His first love was hockey. He was known as the wall in goal, and many believed he had the potential to go pro. But fate had different plans. At 17, he dropped out of high school to pursue acting full-time, and not long after, he landed his first roles on Canadian television. One of his earliest breaks came in a Coca-Cola commercial, where he played a cyclist. It was a humble start, but it planted the seeds of what would become a phenomenal career. In the mid-1980s, Keanu moved to Los Angeles with dreams bigger than Hollywood had seen in years. His breakout role came in 1989, when he starred as Ted in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. The film was a goofy, time-traveling comedy, and Keanu's laid-back performance made him a household name. But while audiences laughed with Ted, Keanu was already showing signs of the depth and dedication that would define his work. As the 90s rolled in, Keanu began taking on more serious and diverse roles. He starred alongside Patrick Swayze in Point Break, a surf and heist thriller that showed off his physicality and charisma. Then came Speed in 1994, a high-octane hit that paired him with Sandra Bullock and cemented him as an action star. Keanu wasn't just a pretty face with cool lines. He trained hard, did many of his own stunts, and brought a grounded intensity that set him apart from the typical action hero. But just when things seemed to be peaking, tragedy struck. In the late 90s, Keanu met and fell in love with Jennifer Syme. The couple was deeply in love and expecting a child. But in 1999, their daughter Ava was stillborn. The loss devastated both of them. Less than 2 years later, Jennifer died in a car crash. Keanu was shattered. He retreated from the spotlight, processing the grief in his own quiet way. He never exploited the tragedy. He never asked for sympathy. He just kept going quietly, respectfully, and with unimaginable strength. That same year, Keanu starred in a film that would redefine sci-fi cinema and his entire career, The Matrix. As Neo, a hacker-turned-digital messiah, Keanu delivered a performance that was cool, introspective, and deeply human. The film became a global phenomenon, and its themes of identity, reality, and rebellion spoke to an entire generation. The Matrix wasn't just about kung fu and bullet time. It was about waking up, and Keanu made us believe in that journey. The success of the Matrix trilogy turned Keanu into a global icon, but fame never changed him. While others were chasing headlines and Hollywood glamour, Keanu was riding the subway, reading books, and giving away millions in quiet acts of generosity. He famously gave away a huge chunk of his Matrix earnings to the special effects and costume teams, saying they were the real heroes of the film. For Keanu, it's never been about money or fame. It's about respect. About the work. About the people around him. After The Matrix, Keanu continued to explore different genres. He took on romantic dramas like Sweet November and The Lake House, showcasing his emotional range. He starred in the underrated comic book adaptation Constantine, and played thoughtful roles in independent films that showed his artistic side. But the world wasn't done seeing Keanu as an action star. In fact, his greatest action role was yet to come. In 2014, Keanu returned to the big screen in John Wick, a lean, brutal revenge thriller that would become a new franchise. At first glance, it was a simple story. A retired assassin comes out of hiding after his dog, a final gift from his late wife, is killed. But John Wick wasn't just about violence. It was about grief, love, and the search for meaning in a world of chaos. Keanu trained for months in jiu-jitsu, judo, firearms, and stunt driving. He brought authenticity to every movement, every shot, every fight. And once again, audiences were captivated. John Wick became a cultural sensation. The world of assassins, secret societies, and gold coins felt fresh and thrilling. But more than that, people came to see Keanu. They admired his dedication, his humility, and the soul he brought to the character. The sequels expanded the universe, and Keanu's commitment never wavered. He trained harder. He fought longer. He bled for the role. And we, the audience, believed every second of it. But Keanu's legacy goes far beyond the big screen. Over the years, stories of his kindness and generosity have become the stuff of legend. He's given his seat on the subway to strangers. He's helped crew members carry equipment. He once spent hours hanging out with a stranded group of passengers after a flight emergency, not because cameras were rolling, but because he cared. He's donated to children's hospitals and cancer research, often anonymously. He started a foundation in honor of his sister Kim, who battled leukemia. He never uses tragedy as a badge of honor. He simply helps. He shows up. He listens. In an industry known for ego, Keanu is humility personified. And let's not forget his music. In the 90s, Keanu played bass in a grunge band called Dogstar. It wasn't a publicity stunt. He didn't want to be a rock star. He just loved music. In fact, in 2023, Dogstar made a comeback after over 2 decades. They toured again, not for fame, but for joy. Because that's who Keanu is. A man who follows his heart, no matter where it leads. Now, decades into his career, Keanu Reeves remains one of the most beloved figures in entertainment. Not because he's perfect, but because he's real. He's faced pain and loss, but never lost compassion. He's found success, but never became arrogant. He's done blockbusters and indie films, action and romance, comedy and tragedy, always with grace and authenticity. In a world that often rewards flash over substance, Keanu reminds us that kindness matters. That showing up, working hard, and treating people with dignity still counts for something. He's proof that you don't have to be loud to be powerful. You don't have to be flashy to be great. You just have to be real. And that's why Keanu Reeves isn't just an actor. He's a symbol. A reminder that in the chaos of life, we can still choose decency. We can still walk through fire and come out stronger. We can still make people believe in heroes, in hope, and in each other. So whether he's dodging bullets in slow motion, avenging his dog, or quietly helping strangers on the street, Keanu Reeves is living proof that greatness isn't about what you have. It's about what you give. Thanks for being with us on this incredible journey through the life of Keanu Reeves, right here on Kings of United States. If this story moved you, inspired you, or made you appreciate Keanu just a little bit more, then don't forget to hit that like button. Share it with your friends, your family, and every movie fan out there. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more powerful stories, more legends, and more truth from the world of entertainment. Until next time, stay strong, stay humble, and keep watching Kings of United States.